What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for May 18th, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Sunday edition of the podcast, easy like Sunday morning. Let's get right into the Phils. Yesterday, I asked you, are you excited for Mick Abel's Major League debut today? Everybody was at least somewhat intrigued. I am too. Not sure what to expect. I think this is one of two things, either for the Phillies to see what they have, possibly use him as a trade pawn later this summer. But overall, it's an exciting day. Phillies looking for the sweep of the Pirates today after a 5-2 win. Solid, very business-like team effort. Bryson Stott seemed to have snapped out of his slump. Seems like Bryce Harper just maybe has snapped out of it. Seeing some good things from him. So if the big guy gets going, look out. Zach Wheeler was Zach Wheeler. Bullpen was solid again. And again, this is one of those series where the Phillies just need to do what they're doing. They need to beat the Pirates like this. It's going to be a tough one today with Paul Skeens on the mound throwing Mick Abel. But anxious to see what the kid can do against the phenom that is Paul Skeens. That is this afternoon down at Citizens Bank Park. But looking forward to seeing what Mick Abel can do. Again, I don't know if he's going to be a staple in the rotation in a couple years, him and Andrew Painter. I don't know if this is a good way for them to bolster maybe the bullpen or get another bat. But either way, big day down at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies look to sweep the Pirates. Rivalry weekend. And they did talk about, if you were listening to the broadcast yesterday, they did talk about how some of the rivalries, they did it basically like Major League Baseball this weekend is rivalry weekend. But basically it's like geographic rivals. And yes, it's a battle of PA, but the Phillies and Pirates did have a decent rivalry back when the Pirates were in the NL East. I mentioned that yesterday, and T-Mac was discussing that on the broadcast. So looking for the sweep of our rival, the Pirates. I've been mentioning this for a couple days now, but we talk a lot about Philly area, suburbs, but we don't mention a lot about South Jersey. But South Jersey does have a rich sports history. There is an open house at the South Jersey Baseball Hall of Fame Wednesday at 6:30 at the William G. Rohr Center at the Camden County College in Cherry Hill. Lots of great players have come out of South Jersey, including Andrew Bailey, Raleigh Eastwick, Kid Gleason, Goose Goslin, Hank Greenberg, Mike Trout, and of course our old pal Walter French. Thank you to Lenny Wagner for passing this information along. Go support Lenny, buy his book on Walter French, One Man's Journey Through the Golden Age of Sports. Playing with the Best, One Man's Journey Through the Golden Age of Sports. Great book. Great guy. So if you're in the South Jersey area, go check out the open house at the South Jersey Baseball Hall of Fame down at Camden County College in Cherry Hill. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok. On Instagram at Philly Jimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Continue to spread the word as we grow this thing. Highlights are always available on my social media, including Facebook and LinkedIn. Also, the Discord chat is live, so go. The very first line in the description is the invitation to the Discord channel. Let's go have some good conversations. People are starting to filter in. I have a channel just for Philly sports talk. I have the question of the day. I also have a trivia question. It's kind of the new thing I'm playing around with here. But go join the Discord chat. Let's have some fun. And as we get going, a lot of good conversations happening on my Facebook page. But join the Discord chat and let's kind of move everything over there. A little bit of an Eagles update yesterday. Not sure how I feel about this. We know last week I talked a lot about the curse of Billy Penn. Saquon Barkley will be on the cover of Madden 26. And more than not, the person on the cover of Madden, you know all about the Madden curse, either gets hurt or has a subpar season. Last time an Eagle was on, it was Donovan McNabb. Right after the Super Bowl season in 2004, he was on the cover of Madden 06 and just did not fare too well. That was the whole TO drama. So hopefully Saquon fares a little bit better. Last year, it was Christian McCaffrey, and I know just from firsthand experience, having him on my fantasy team with my first round pick, not a good season for Christian. So hopefully Saquon's able to buck the trend about being on Madden. But Saquon will be on. No word yet on what the actual cover will look like. Lots of people are speculating it's going to be the reverse hurdle against Jacksonville. And Twitter had a great time with that, saying, hey, it's the first time a Jacksonville Jaguar will be on the cover of Madden. But Saquon, buck the trend. Don't be cursed. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see. Union with a big 1-0 win over Atlanta yesterday. Ty Abreu with a goal. He now leads the MLS with 11, 3 ahead of second place. So another solid win for the Union. Busy week for them this week. They play in the U.S. Open Cup on Wednesday. And then Saturday night, Memorial Day weekend, Messi comes to Chester. We'll be going down to that. Looking very forward to that. My daughter loves Messi, so we're going down to that. Sitting in the box thanks to Penn Medicine, but looking forward to that. But a good win for the Union as they beat Atlanta 1-0. Ty Abreu with his league-leading 11th goal of the season. Check out my friends over at the Clashing Conferences podcast. Very excited to be a part of their sports fan network. Go to clashingconferences.com. See how you can get involved. They're always looking for new members. And if you've ever watched any of their podcasts, they're great. Just a great way for you to get your voice heard, hang out, talk some sports. And then if you are on the other side like I am, they do provide media services as well. So go to clashingconferences.com, see what they have to offer, support them, get involved, and like I said, very, very excited and happy to be working with them. It's still fresh, hasn't been a week yet. But like I said, you'll start seeing more and more implementation of the Clashing Conferences name as well as the network. So go to clashingconferences.com, see how you can get involved. Check out their podcast anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on YouTube. And if you are in need of any type of media services, even if you're not necessarily a podcaster, they can help you out there as well. So go to clashingconferences.com. All the information you need is there. All right, yesterday's trivia question. I said the Flyers went up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final, or went down 2-1 in the 1980 Stanley Cup final. What team were they playing? That would be the New York Islanders. And I say it all the time, but it seems like every time the Flyers get to the Stanley Cup, they're playing a team that's either in the midst of being a dynasty or on the verge of starting a dynasty. It happened in 1976 with the Canadiens. It happened in 1980 with the Islanders. It happened in 1997 with the Red Wings, and then 85, 87 with the Oilers. And then, of course, in 2010, the Blackhawks were ready to win a few as well. But kudos to everybody who got the answer. I'll have another trivia question later here in the show. Check out my boys over at Philly Goat. I've been talking so much about the slides. My daughter's bugging me every day. When are my slides coming, Dad? When are my slides coming? They are coming. They've partnered with iSlides. They are very comfortable. Again, I'm wearing my Jalen Hurts Super Bowl champion ones right now. Great for the pool, great for the beach. Go check out their shirts as well. All kinds of great t-shirts. Scroll through, see what they have, and then use that promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off your order. That's phillygoat.com. Promo code Jim Montgomery to take 10% off of your order. All right, May 18th. Going with a little triple header here on a Sunday, and for some reason I hear like the NBA on NBC, but triple header it is today. First, we're going to go back to 1975. On this day in 1975, Flyers with a 2-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres to take a 2-0 lead in the Stanley Cup final. Bobby Clark had a goal and an assist, including the power play winner with 6:43 into the third period. It was his second goal and third assist of the series already. They would go on to win that series 6 games, winning their second straight Stanley Cup. But on this day in 1975, down at the Spectrum, Flyers beat the Sabres 2-1 to take a 2-0 lead, heading to Buffalo for Game 3. Bobby Clarke with a goal and assist, dominating very early on as the Flyers would go on to win that series in 6 games. Fast forward to 1983. And yes, kids, at one point, the Sixers were the talk and the class of the NBA. And today, this was the phi in the faux fi faux as the Sixers bounced back after losing Game 4 to close out the Bucks 115-103 down at the Spectrum. Moses Malone did his part, 28 points, 17 rebounds. Dr. J had a double-double, 24 points and 10 rebounds. But it was Andrew Toney leading all scorers with 30 as the Sixers close out the Bucks in 5 games to go on to the NBA Finals where they would sweep the Lakers, almost completing Moses Malone's faux prophecy, but this was the phi in the faux faux on this day in 1983. And then in 2005, Phillies lose to the Cardinals 8-4 at Citizens Bank Park. Fell behind 8-0. John Lieber just did not have it that day. But Bobby Abreu went 2 for 4, hit a home run in the 6th, and tied Pinky Whitney's team record of 10 straight games with an RBI. Also set the team record that day for consecutive games with at least one extra base hit with 11 of them. And both of those streaks would end the next night. But it was his 12th home run of the year, his 11th in May. And that was the year, if you remember, he would go on to win the home run derby. It was under the old rules, but I remember he hit, I forget how many he hit exactly, but he set the record for home runs in the home run derby. It was back-to-back years Phillies won the home run derby. Bobby Abreu in 2005, Ryan Howard in 2006. And obviously, everybody has an opinion on Bobby Abreu. I personally think the numbers, a lot of people say his numbers are hollow and empty, but I mean, he's up there with some of the all-time greats. Certainly can make a case for a Hall of Fame for Bobby Abreu. I don't know if he'll get in. I think he's just underneath that tier, but I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about Bobby Abreu. But it does lead to today's trivia question of the day. Bobby Abreu is 4th on the Phillies all-time doubles list with 348. Who are the 3 players ahead of him? So who are the top 3 players in doubles in Phillies team history? All of that will be available in the Discord chat. Hit me up on social media. Let me know your thoughts. Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531. That'll get you in. Today's question of the day. What's your expectation for Mick Abel's Major League debut? Looking forward to that. I think, like I said, it's kind of like a weird situation for him to be in because obviously they want to see what he has. He's been doing well in AAA after struggling a little bit. He struggled a lot in the spring, but seems to have figured some things out. But I think as much as like everybody's saying, oh, he could be part of the future with Andrew Painter, I still think this is more of a just showcase to see, get some film on tape and let them make a trade and boost this team later in the season. But we'll see. Looking forward to it. But what are your expectations? Do you have any? You just want to sit back and see it? It's going to be a tough game with Paul Skeens on the mound, so we'll see what happens. All right, and finally today, our Philly Sports Summertime Playlist Song of the Day. You know this song very well if you followed even a little bit the Eagles Super Bowl run, and that is Blow the Whistle by Too Short. Blow the Whistle was released in 2006, reached number 21 on the Billboard Hot Rap Songs. But again, Gilly the Kid, the Philadelphia Eagles played it after it seemed like late in the season, every win, everybody was blowing the whistle. You had white suburban old ladies dancing to Blow the Whistle, doing their TikToks and Instagrams. But I always liked the song, but it became the anthem of the 2024 Eagles, who went on to win Super Bowl 59. So Blow the Whistle by Too Short is today's Philly Sports Summertime Playlist Song of the Day. And of course, I've given you a bonus one. And today is Philly Philly by Eve featuring Beanie Siegel. One of my favorite songs. I really love this song. If you never heard it, Go check it out. Add a little bit of hip hop to the summertime playlist. But of course, Philly, they're both from Philly. Philly is the name of the play that the Eagles ran in Super Bowl 52. So you got all kinds of Philly connections today. But Philly is our bonus song. But the song to add to the playlist is Blow the Whistle by Too Short, the unofficial anthem would it be unofficial? That's a good question. Would it be unofficial if the team itself was playing it and they let Gilly into the locker room, they let Gilly lead them onto the field? Maybe it's the official anthem of the Super Bowl 59 champions. Either way, Blow the Whistle is today's song. On this day in 2005, Phils lose to the Cardinals, but Bobby Abreu hit a sixth-inning home run to set the team or tie the team record set by Pinky Whitney for 10 straight games with an RBI. It was also his 11th straight game with at least one extra base hit. Both of those streaks would end the next night. But Bobby Abreu, and that leads to our trivia question. He's number 4 on the Phillies all-time doubles list. Who are the 3 players ahead of him? In 1983, Sixers close out the Bucks. It's the Phi in the faux 5-4. And then in 1975, Flyers go up 2-0 on the Buffalo Sabres en route to their second straight Stanley Cup. All right, we'll have everything Mick Abel and Phillies tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts on the Madden curse. Is it real? Are you nervous about it? I am. And whatever, man. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Enough players have had... listen, there's a large number percentage, but the majority of the percentage, I think it's like 58% or maybe even 60% of the players have suffered some kind of curse. So, yeah, remember Peyton Hillis? Whatever happened to him? He got put on Madden and completely fell off the face of the earth. Hopefully that does not happen to Saquon, though. But go out. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Enjoy your Sunday. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for May 18th, 2025. My name's Jim Montgomery. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.